Welcome to the Public Works Committee meeting on Tuesday, February 19, 2019 at 5:30 p.m. Called to order. Roll call, please.
Chair Pike,
Here.
Trustee Matz,
Here.
Item number 2 is approve the minutes from the January 15, 2019 Public Works meeting.
I move to approve the minutes from the January 15, 2019 Public Works meeting.
And I second. Any discussion? Everything look good? Okay. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Item number 3, comments from the floor. We've got a jacket, but nobody in it. Okay. Item number 4, snow plowing routes and priorities discussion only. Patrick.
I printed that off. That's the map from last year. I believe Melissa has also posted a copy of that on the website, just so people know that the orange is our priority blue, and then third would be the pink areas. I know everybody wants their cul-de-sac done first, but those are kind of last on the list, just so that people are aware of that. And this week we've been out most of the week trying to push snow back to make room for more and hauling some to a few of the parks. So we're doing our best. I know it's probably not the best in everyone's mind, but we are trying to do our best. So if they can just bear with us, that would be great.
So this is the colored map. Should be up there somewhere, wherever that camera is. It should be on our website, you're saying?
Yeah.
That shows the priority that they're following. Any questions for Patrick? Do you think, I don't know when it was produced exactly. I know it was in place probably before you got here, correct?
What?
The priorities, or did you do that?
I did that.
You did that. Okay. Have you had any comments about adjusting priorities beyond the cul-de-sacs?
No.
I don't know that we need to. I mean, it seems, most people seem fairly happy with what's going on. There's always, the question that I get the most is why do they plow and leave it 3 feet away? And the answer to that, why don't you just give that answer, how you...
Well, generally, we try to go through and just open everything up. We use the truck that's got the biggest capability to move the most amount of snow. So we try to get the main routes open so that people can, an emergency vehicle can get through. That's my main goal. And then what happens is we go through with the truck, and then generally the pickups will follow and try to clean up curb to curb. If they don't get all the way to the curb, then after the truck is done doing everything, then we'll take the truck around with the wing because it's bigger and it's heavier, and we'll try to push things back. And that's probably why, there's some frustration, because I'm sure we plow in a few driveways and things like that. I know everybody wants to get their driveway clean and all that stuff, but there's only 3 of us. We do the best that we can. I do call Gary Zappa when we need help, but we try to do most of it ourselves, just hoping that will kind of save some money for the taxpayers, and that we're self-sufficient, so that should help. So we'll try to, I've been here for 3 years. Joe's been here for almost 2. Tom is not even a year yet, so we have a young crew yet. So we're still working some kinks out, and I'm more than open to any suggestions too. I'm not opposed to listening to different ideas. So if anyone has any comments.
And for our residents out there, a reminder again that you're slowing our guys down by putting the garbage and recycling out actually on the curb instead of above the curb. So if you could learn to practice putting it above the curb and off the street. And as always, cars being in the street are slowing us down. So if there's a way for you to get that car off the street, that'd be much appreciated. I guess I'll save my other comment to equipment planning down below, but there's a question about, do we need a second sander vehicle? So remind me when we get down there.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Item number 5, stormwater maintenance agreement with Quick Trip, discussion and recommendation. Kevin?
All right, so after the last meeting, there was, we're still discussing about the storm sewer that's on the, that's gonna be in the Wisconsin DOT right away. And some of the discussion was, if we truly took that out of the agreement, would Quick Trip be willing to, give a certain dollar amount to the village on a yearly basis? I did talk to Nate, which is the project manager from Quick Trip, about that this week. And for them, the additional cost that's associated with just doing the inspection is pretty minimal. A lot of times they actually do that internally with staff members. They usually look at it twice a year. So I guess, with that understanding, there really isn't a negativity on just having them, kind of take that system over.
Will they do like an inspection report and turn that into us so we have documentation that they're doing it?
Yeah, I mean, that's something we can definitely ask for if you want to see that. I know there's been some discussion in the past too, let's say all of a sudden Quick Trip, for some reason, pulls up and leaves and all that, but, according to this agreement, whoever, if they decide, somebody else comes in and wants to purchase that whole corporation, this agreement here actually binds the prospective buyers or future owners. There is language in here that would be automatically transferred over too, so.
And if they don't properly maintain it?
Then, they do have some verbiage in here about, your comment about, if the village wants to see, those inspections and stuff. I mean, you could go in and actually do the repairs on their behalf and do like a special assessment if they're not following through on, if there's some items that need to be truly taken care of out there. You have that authority to do it. It would just, and if they don't decide that they pay it right away, it can always be put on their taxes and stuff, just like, like your normal street projects.
Right.
They have that option.
So your recommendation is to just let Quick Trip do this?
I guess I don't see really a negative thing.
Okay.
You know,
Patrick, what are your thoughts?
I would, I guess I would go along with Kevin. I trust his judgment. I had some hesitations, but as long as I think Phil's right. As long as there's some type of something that they show us that they're filling it out or that they're inspecting it, and we're out and about every day as well. I mean, if it's not getting done, we're looking at things too. So I think we'd probably be okay.
Any comments?
Quick Trip's good. They'll get it done.
I think, okay,
Yeah.
so then I need a recommendation to take to the board to basically allow them to handle the stormwater maintenance with a requirement that we get these twice-a-year reports.
All right. I move that we allow Quick Trip to perform their 2 times a year maintenance with, and give us the report that they did it
On the stormwater
on the stormwater.
agreement, okay. I will second that. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Item number 6, water main replacement under Lake Malibu, discussion and possible recommendation.
Okay, so as you're aware, I mean, village is all on board with moving forward with the project. So, so what was asked, since we have 2 different engineering consulting firms, one for the city of Hudson, one for the village, we submitted, SEH submitted their proposal and we submitted ours. And from my understanding is that Melissa and Kip Peters are going to meet and actually review those. And then they're gonna come back and make a recommendation on, who to go with. And that'll be brought forth at a future Public Works meeting for discussion and probably recommendation, and then that'll be brought to the village board for official approval. So that's, there's really, no action item at this time, but that's, where they're at with the process of it, so. Still looking at, doing in 2021. Funding wise, that would be tied in with the Highway 35, so it would be all one package.
So Melissa and Kip are gonna look at the RFPs and
Yep.
decide on the RFPs.
They're gonna make a recommendation is what I understand is how it's gonna work.
Any thoughts?
So is Melissa gonna come to the Public Works meeting and give us our recommendation or her findings?
I guess I'm not doubting her willingness to do this.
No.
I'm just not sure that having no one from Public Works look at it is not the best idea at the 2 RFPs.
Okay, I would think both of them would be shared with you. The packages or submittals.
Yeah.
So you'll probably truly see them as part of a, like our, information that's provided for these meetings,
Okay,
but.
okay. It's just, I guess, a thought, maybe Patrick, you would just let her know that it would be nice before she goes to that meeting and decides on which one, that you've at least given her some thoughts
Sure.
as staff. I would think that would be a normal, don't you think that'd be
Generally,
normal?
generally she talks to me about that
Okay,
stuff, so,
all right.
yeah, we should be all right.
Okay, all right, cool. So, nothing really there to move on?
Yeah, it's just,
We're just getting there. And do you know when that meeting's happening?
It sounds like it's gonna be fairly soon, is what
Okay.
in the next week or 2 weeks or so.
Okay, cool.
It's, if not this week,
All right.
so.
Anything else on that one? All right, item number 7, chair update. I don't have anything that I didn't already say about please keep the cars and the garbage cans off our streets while we're trying to clear snow. Item number 8, engineer report.
Okay, so what I provided, obviously we've been working towards construction plans on the Highway 35 job. As of now, we have about 60% of them completed. We had that progress meeting at the Eau Claire DOT office last month. Still looking at, doing the construction in 2021. And as of now, the bid letting date is in January.
The big what?
Bid
Date?
Yeah, so the letting date has been established at January 12th of 2021 as of now. So one of the things that was discussed and recommended is, the sewer and water portion is just to have that public informational meeting done, independent of what the DOT has been doing.
Say that again, the sewer and what, water?
So just have like a public informational meeting for just on the sanitary sewer and water main replacement.
That we're doing in conjunction with this project?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So we do that independent from what DOT's been doing.
Okay.
They've had one informational meeting already. It sounds like they're gonna have another one here coming up in March or April. So we're just looking for some input from the committee members on when they would like to do that. We have done them before at public informational meetings, or at Public Works meetings. Not necessarily you would have to have it during that. You could have a special meeting for that, but I
so
guess,
now Kevin, this is the sewer, are we replacing all sewer and water pipes in the 35 project, up and down 35?
yeah,
That'll all be new?
that'll be all new, along with the services.
And so we would, so if we wanted to do it at Public Works, we would just put it in our agenda as open to the public if you have any questions or concerns.
Yeah,
I'd rather stick with just our meeting, don't you think?
Yeah,
It'll
absolutely.
make our meeting a little bit longer,
Yep.
but,
Yeah.
yeah, I would like to do it that way, and as
Okay.
far as timing, how soon would you be ready to do it?
We probably would look at doing it to March.
Okay,
Yeah, we'd send out a notice 2 to 3 weeks prior to all the residents along the project,
yep.
and then, yeah.
All right,
Hold
let's
that
do it March. What's our March meeting date, for Public Works? Take a quick look here. Yeah, my calendar's not moving. There we go. That would be March 19th. That's interesting.
And 28 days divides by 4
I
nicely.
guess it does, doesn't it? All right. So March 19th, we'll plan it for that one. And
Okay.
who's talking to Melissa about what's needed to go out to the residents?
We'll
You'll
take care of
take care of
that,
all
yeah.
that?
We'll take care of that. We'll work with her and coordinate getting those out.
And you'll give us a little bit of a heads up about exactly, what we're gonna be discussing during that public information? Or are you gonna handle and field all the questions?
Yeah, typically we do like a little presentation, kind of go over, the whole project limits, what it all entails,
Okay,
timing, special assessments will be discussed.
okay,
We'll need a temporary construction easement,
okay.
so we'll be going over that. And then just kind of open it up to any questions that they have and, any of that you may have also.
Will this discussion include sidewalk issues?
Yeah, the whole, and yeah,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Will you be ready by then to say what's gonna happen as far as detours and road closings and bridge being,
A lot of that will probably be driven by the other informational meeting, the DOT one that they have
Okay.
specifically. So
you're gonna get asked?
more than likely, we'll be able to share some of it, but.
Share what you can. I mean, know as much as you can for that,
Sure.
but then, yeah, you'll be able to point them to the DOT meeting, right?
Yeah.
And when's that next one?
They talked about sometime in March
Okay,
is what we were told at that meeting last month, so.
okay,
But, and then we did provide a copy of where we're at with construction plans. Just a couple things of interest. Way down on the southern side of the project limits, we do have a couple homes that are on the same service per se. There's 2 homes on one existing lateral. We do have a main in that area that's super old.
where's this?
It's on South Street,
I don't know that one.
so just as you cross the bridge on the right-hand side, the
Okay.
first road.
Yep,
So we're actually looking at abandoning a portion of the sanitary and actually putting a new main in that area.
okay,
In the water scenario is that for those 2 parcels, they actually are, again, tied on to one existing small diameter water line that goes out to 7th Street. So we're looking at doing a new main in that area and then stubbing it off of Highway 35. Not necessarily that they're gonna tie onto it right away, but the services will be extended out to the property line. So at a future date, they have an option to hook up into that different location. And then, yeah, I mean, just your normal total replacement for the water and sewer. The Season Tavern, their service is currently coming off of Monroe Street. We're gonna reroute that, and that's gonna be coming off of Highway 35. We're adding in a lot of additional hydrants down through there. Standard spacing is like 300 to 400 feet. There's some areas that are well above that, so you're gonna see a lot more hydrants that are gonna be provided out there for fire protection. We do have a couple homes that are off some longer water lines right now. So we're gonna actually provide for some stubs that maybe down the road that you could extend a main down through there a water main and a sewer main. We were hoping maybe we could try to incorporate that in with this project, but that's getting kind of outside the project limits, and we were pretty much told that probably, yeah, from what discussions we had,
I
so.
was gonna ask, why aren't we doing it right now?
Yeah, so we're gonna actually just provide the stubs and then they can be extended down at a future date.
Okay,
And then there's way up on the northern end, there's a double main in that area, a double sanitary sewer main. One of them's gonna be abandoned, it's on the backside of the curb. We're actually lowering the sanitary sewer down in that particular area so that we can get rid of the one main. So
Okay.
it'll truly go out to the highway then, so. One of the discussions, just one thing that's been brought up, on the DOT side of things, you know, there's some carriage walks that are going from the sidewalk, the main sidewalk that runs north-south, out to the curb from the residents. They're looking at, discontinuing those, they're not gonna replace those. They didn't see the need to put those back in because, you know, there's truly no parking that's allowed. So people are, you know, getting into their driveways and then walking over into their residence, so they didn't think that there would be a need for that. Just want to bring that to your attention.
and you call those carriage walks?
Yeah, so basically it's from like the front entrance of the house all the way out to the curb.
How many of those we got?
I mean, they're not necessarily every resident, but there's a few that are. I mean, you'll still have the sidewalk, obviously, from the house to the sidewalk, but it's that piece from the sidewalk to the curb that they're looking at
Not,
discontinuing and not putting back in.
I guess that makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't ever see you guys allowing parking down through
No,
that
no.
corridor, so.
No.
I just wanted to bring that to your attention so it wasn't, you know,
Yeah,
a surprise.
I just wanna make sure we let everybody know about that piece, so there's no surprise to the residents.
We'll definitely bring that up at the
Okay.
public informational meeting, so.
Okay.
And then one other thing, you know, sometimes with these projects, we do solo borings,
Why?
just to see what the, you know, truly what the soils are.
It's just sand in North Hudson.
Typically, that's what we usually see. I know the city of Hudson is, you know, moving forward with doing some additional solar borings outside of what the DOT is doing. That's kind of up to the committee if they want to spend the dollars to do that.
So what, all right, to what end?
So basically, you know, they're doing about a 5-foot depth. Our sanitary sewer obviously is deeper, you know, 10, 12, 15 feet. It's just to know that, you know, there's no surprises, whether there's groundwater, if there's cobblestones, if there's bedrock,
Contamination.
contamination, all that. It's kind of up to the,
How much per?
usually, you know, on probably a project of this size, you're looking at between $3,000 to $5,000 to do it, to bring somebody in to actually do the work.
It's gonna be both sides of the street, basically, then?
Usually we just, you know, sporadically, whatever, every 1,000 feet or whatever, we just,
You zigzag then? as you
not
go?
necessarily, we'll probably, you know, with the amount of traffic that ends up coming through this area, you know, you usually want to try to be off to the side, you know, maybe right along where the curb is.
Right,
I just, you know, bring it to your attention if you want to go through that. You know, obviously there's going to be a fee associated with it, and we'd have to get somebody on board to do the work. Said,
So
City of Hudson's doing it. I
you're saying
want-
the downside would be, we could, whoever's doing the construction could run into something.
Right.
Then there'd be an upcharge.
Yep.
Well, there's gonna be, the upcharge is gonna be there whether you do the soil boring or not, right?
Well, it's like you would hopefully know in advance if you get up against groundwater or contamination or bedrock. Usually, you know, up in your community, I haven't encountered any of those things. You know, once you get down towards the river, it gets real cobbly, but I mean, that necessarily doesn't affect anything for the install.
Well, all right, based on the strip that we're talking about, if you were to think of any possible problematic areas that we should maybe do one or two, like, I'm assuming Seasons is prime target. Maybe what's the other buildings that we've got right off of the end of Michelson there? Was there a gas station there once, or?
Yeah, there's.
Now they've got the covers, the
Yeah.
truck covers.
Linux.
Yep. Then maybe, Allwinds. I mean, there are a few places like that. I'm wondering, where we might actually see some contamination.
Yeah.
I can't think of a water situation though, Patrick. Can you? Where we
I think
run-
he's talking about like groundwater, but I don't.
Yeah. Groundwater.
That would mean your static water level would
Yeah.
be way up, and I don't think it is around here.
No.
Yeah, we've never encountered groundwater up here. Some of the deeper depth stuff that we've done, we've never had that issue, but, we, like Pine Street and Lakeview Drive, we typically do the solo borings, because then you can get a true thickness of what the asphalt is and how much gravel. Well, the DOT has already done that.
Oh, okay.
So this would be truly just for the underground utility work. So I'm kind of on the fence if you should or shouldn't, but it's, I can at least get a proposal and we can, bring that in front of you and see what you think for a cost and kind of.
Let's do that. I
Yeah.
go to a phase 2 class next week, so I'll know more.
Yep, all that good stuff.
Okay.
And we would strategically plan those out, like you said, in front of the gas station and all that stuff.
Right, all right, so why don't you come with a proposal and show the cost, and that's something it's gonna have to go up to the board anyway.
Yep.
So, it'll come to our next Public Works meeting in March, so it won't get to the board till April.
Yep.
That's
We
still,
got-
timing wise, is
Oh, yeah,
okay.
plenty of time. with
You're not
this
gonna wanna do those anyway in the
project. Yeah.
cold tundra out there. Okay, anything else from you?
Just one other thing, Quick Trip, they're truly looking at building this year. From what I've been told, they're looking at doing that starting after the 4th of July. And then they're gonna, the improvements along Highway 35, they're looking at doing that like a month or two prior to the store breaking ground, so just letting you know that's where they're at,
So
construction wise.
about May, they would do the road improvements?
Yep. They're gonna start working on that. So, and it sounds like Gary Zappa's been, contracted to do that work for
Okay.
the store and the, improvements on Highway 35,
Okay,
so,
cool.
just an update. So you will know where they're at.
Okay, any questions for our engineer? All right, thank you, Kevin. Moving on
bet.
to item number 9, Director's Report.
I don't have a whole lot other than just our cleanup activities and hauling snow away. So I guess again, just bear with us. We're doing the best we can. The ice storm, I know that really threw us for a loop. So that was kind of a oddity for everyone. So that's all I got.
But we did learn some things, right? From that ice storm. Okay. Item number 10, Public Works Capital Equipment Planning Discussion only. Any capital equipment you want to talk about? I think I kind of mentioned it earlier. Someone was asking if we should not be considering I forget what it's called, a box that you can put in a pickup truck that would allow the pickup truck to spread sand, or one of our larger trucks spread sand, so we have more than just the big truck that's sanding,
We certainly can consider that.
or salt and sand. I mean.
Get some quotes on that.
How's the salt shed working?
Great. I love it. Working out really good.
Good.
It's just really nice to be able to not have to worry about going through anyone. We just go over there and load our own truck and we're off and ready to go, and hopefully it made it better for everyone.
Time is a little faster and
Yeah, yep. It's definitely working out real
more
good.
efficient.
Great.
So, yeah, the sander, I can get some numbers together. I guess I kind of hesitated on that this year. I didn't put that in the budget, just, I don't know why. I didn't know that we really needed it.
Well, the question is coming up because in this year's budget, we do have another truck. And so they're asking, I think, what they were asking me is to, as you buy that new truck, keep that sander box thing in mind, and maybe we can do them both together.
Oh, I see. Okay.
One piece of equipment that way. Same bill.
Okay.
Creative accounting.
Other than that, I don't have anything else, Phil, on
Alright.
Public Works, capital equipment. Anything else from you, Patrick? Anything else we need? Okay. Item number 11, Public Works Committee future goals and agenda items. Discussion only. Anything from you?
No.
Anything from you guys that we need to, how's the Gerard project going?
Good.
Looks like they're coming along very well up there.
Moving right along?
Yeah.
Are we gonna have plowing to do up there when that project's complete, or is that private?
I'm assuming that's all private, right?
It's all private, yeah.
We'll just continue to do North End Road like we always have.
And is there an exit onto, another road coming out of that project?
Cratley.
Cratley, yeah, okay. Okay, if there's nothing else on future goals and agenda items, item number 12 is we are adjourned at 6:01.